Well, we've shot 3 episodes already, and then we've had a huge break. So I've forgotten everything that happens in those 3 episodes, and I'm not able to tease anything. I can make some stuff up though. No, we saw in the finale. God, I've got to be so careful now. We saw in the finale that my father and my mother are back, and so we're gonna explore the family's relationship, the family dynamics. How Klaus became the person that he is because of his parents, and also how he'll deal with being a parent, having had that experience in his childhood.
There's a lot of personality changes for you. You have to really go into one's backstory before.
And I think that's what's interesting about playing this character, even after this amount of time. The introduction of new characters to surround the family forces new interactions, and then they have new dynamics with them. So like when we started the series after coming off the Vampire Diaries, to interact with a character like Marcel, who was like Klaus's adopted son, and Klaus certainly had a love and compassion for this character. It was interesting, but respect also for this character, because he was, he built this empire, this thing that Klaus had always wanted. So after 2 years of playing Klaus, I suddenly got to explore this new dynamic with this new character, and so that's what's always exciting for me, and what will continue to be exciting is the introduction of new characters with which I can have new relationships. I would like to believe there's hope, yeah. I don't know if there will be, if there is. Ultimately, if he will be redeemed, I know that Elijah continues to have faith in that. I don't know. I tell you what, if anything is going to redeem him or help him redeem himself, it's going to be Hope, his child. I would say that.
What are some of your favorite TV shows right now? What are you watching?
I'm watching, I love Game of Thrones, like almost everyone. Absolutely love it. In fact, I listen to the audiobooks on the way to work. I have a 45-minute drive commute to the studios where we work, and over the whole of season 1 of the originals, I listened to the first 2 audiobooks, which is 100 hours of listening, I'll have you know. I love The Walking Dead. I just watched, in our break, I just binge-watched all of the House of Cards, season 1 and 2, and I loved it. It's a really good show. Those are my favourites, I think. Walking Dead starting in October again, so I'm excited about that. Oh, I'll tell you where we find him. He's locked himself away in the compound. He's like a caged animal. He's kind of boiling with rage, but he hasn't made a move yet. He's biding his time and waiting for the right moment to make a move. So he's been doing a lot of painting, which is a form of control. He's trying to express himself through painting, and he does express himself through painting in episode 1. Which you'll enjoy, I think, once you see what I mean by that. Yeah. I do, yeah. We have a little studio in my house. I had a spare room and we got them to take the carpet out. And my dad was a painter as well, so I grew up in art studios. And he used to paint with oil paints, though, and so I grew up around it, him listening to Tom Waits and painting and stuff. So that's kind of... I like it. Maybe it's just kind of sentimental for me because I have nowhere near the ability that he had, but I enjoy the process of it, and I enjoy kind of getting mucky and painty and painting with my hands like a child, finger painting in canvas, yeah. It's a tough one because it's a show that's filled with deaths and twists. So after a while, there's a certain numbness for me when I'm reading the script because I know, I expect that anything could happen to a certain extent, I don't know what the most shocking moment for me was, but the most pleasing moment, the moment I loved was the handing over of hope to my sister in the finale. That was, when I read that scene, I felt like that, like, oh, you know, I'm looking forward to playing that. It's a gift as an actor to get a scene like that, because, you know, it's going to be hard for me to mess that up. It's written so emotionally and beautifully, and it's such a beautiful moment that we've spent the whole season earning, you know. So that for me was the best. I like the twist with Francesca, where she was a wolf, where we sort of found out she was a wolf. That to me was interesting and shocking, I think. I loved the fight I did in episode 8 that took like a day and a half to film, that huge fight in the compound. That was really enjoyable. More of that, please, Julie.
Why does Klaus hate the 60s?
Oh, does he hate the 60s? Did I say that? I hate the 60s were boring or something, he said, right? I don't know, maybe he wasn't a Beatles fan. I don't know. He was... No, I don't know. I know he loved the 20s, which is really a fun era to play, but maybe we'll flash back to the 60s and we'll get a sense of it. I have a feeling it's something to do with a relationship that was built in the 60s, or the failing of a relationship in the 60s, but hopefully we'll get to explore that a little more.
Will we see him and Caroline again together?
I don't think so. You know, I think that story has an end now, and I think if we were to tag something on the end we've already done, then I don't know that would be honouring the fans. At the moment, it's this epic romance that came to an end that was wonderful and tragic. And if we keep going with it, how long before it loses some of that magic, you know? I understand why people want it to continue, but what I wanted the most from it is for it to be something just like the character and the show that I'm on now. You want it to be something that means something and that leaves people wanting more. And if you keep going with it, eventually people are, you know, want more, I think. But it's really not up to me. You know, I have no say in the matter. So.
Where would you like to see Klaus? Where do you want his character to go? Do you want him to rule New Orleans, or get a job at Staffel, and just go underground for a while? Or?
Ultimately, I don't know. I'd like to see him. I think he has to die in the end. I think he's immortal, but I think he needs an end. Like we were just talking about with the Caroline chapter, I think that I would be disappointed if the season ended and it was just kind of business as usual in the compound or whatever. I really feel like we've managed to create these characters that are, you know, in these, it's the buzzword of the show, but this kind of epic, torn in this war between the different supernatural factions. And I think what I would love to see is him sacrifice himself for love at the end of the series. And I think that would probably be the redemption we were talking about, you know, maybe for his daughter.
Perfect. We're going to wrap it right there. Thank you.
Thank you.